What's up, guys? Back here again with another quick video. I just want to do an update on this, I don't know, what did I call it? Giant fish bowl, planted fish bowl tank or aquarium that I set up a week ago, 10 days ago, something like that. The first thing I guess I'll update is the location. I moved it. I took it out of my bedroom. I had this nice table here in my living room, right next to the 36-gallon bow front. That I just had a light on it, and I thought maybe I could, add a little more flair to the living room. So I relocated the bowl out here. Of course, I'm still using, this kind of pendulum light, if you will, or this clip-on light, whatever you want to call it. Filtration, I'm running a sponge filter. You can see the sponge filter back here. It's hidden pretty well with the rocks and the plants. Speaking of plants, I trimmed back this rotala right here, kind of with my water changes and whatnot. Sucked out a lot of the dead plant matter here. To really kind of clean that plant up. It looks like it'll be growing back pretty well since I trimmed it. There's an Amazon sword back here that looks to be doing well. The crypts are doing well. Had a little bit of crypt melt here up front, but everything seems to be doing well. Added a couple pieces of Anubias in between these rocks right here. You can see that. Also floated some pieces of Java fern, which you can see there too. I even added a little bit of the Sterigani repens in there as well, just to kind of give us some some variety with plants. Again, I'm using, if you can see here, this kind of, I know it's a little dark, but this kind of mix of soil, fluval stratum, and sand. So I have plenty enough substrate and nutrients in the substrate to really kind of pull off hopefully some decent plant growth. But kind of what I really want to highlight is I've added some fish in here. So I don't know if you can see those guys. Those are I forget what they were called. They were called like leopard striped, or tiger striped, gold endlers live bearers is what they're called. So similar to guppies. Had them in there for about 5 or 6 days, and they seem to be doing really well. They've taken to the tank pretty well. They're very personable fish. They have really cool personality. They're very active. One thing with this round tank is they kind of endlessly swim around in a circle, which definitely gives the the tank a decent amount of activity. What else? Plus, I mean, the way the fish look as soon as they come back around here. We'll try and get a shot of them. They look really cool too. They have this kind of gold color, which I think really works well with the rocks and the plants. Let's see. Haven't had too many issues. Water changes. I use a pretty much an airline tube. Drain the tank, halfway down. Haven't had any issues with the substrate or the soil seeping through the sand. The bowl is pretty easy to clean. Go around it with a paper towel and things like that. Clean out the, clean off the side of the tank. Here's a kind of another look at the tank here. But all in all, I think it's really come together well. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I love the way it looks. It is a completely new and fresh look on, I think, what we may deem as normal in the aquarium hobby. You know, the fact that I kind of went to a craft store, a hobby store, and put this thing together with maybe, I don't know, 40 bucks, and the way it's turned out, I couldn't be more happier with the way it looks. Like I said, I haven't had too many issues with the plants or water quality or anything like that. The fish are doing well. So all in all, I'm super happy, super excited to see what this turns into as far as growth and maturity. The fish seem to be doing well, like I mentioned. They're, you know, when I feed them, they eat, they run to the surface and grab the food. But all in all, I'm just really loving the way this looks. You know, from a non-traditional standpoint of keeping fish and live plants, being part of the hobby. A lot of the same, I guess, a lot of the same concepts remain true here as far as filtration and water movement. I'm not running a heater. I would say the temperature in my place is about 70 degrees, so I think the water is warm enough for these fish. I consulted with some people at my local fish store before I purchased these fish. If you guys are wondering, they will do well in colder temperatures. I thought about doing white clouds or something like that. Maybe I'll do something like that down the road, since I've had other tanks with white clouds in them. But right now, I'm really loving these fish and the way they look with the plants and the rocks and things like that. But just a quick update on this tank, on the this giant fish bowl, and to kind of give you an idea. That's the 36-gallon tank right there, and you can kind of see why I consider this to be a little bit of a giant fish bowl. And like I said in previous videos, it might be only be about 4 gallons, 4.5 gallons, something like that, but it's a pretty substantial size, so that right there will give it some scale. But always, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Any questions or comments, I'll do my best to try and answer them and respond to them as best as I can. Other than that, guys, talk to you guys down the road. Bye.